neighbors, and welcome to Miracle Farm 1927 Homestead. My name's Miss Hope. This is my son Petey, and we're going to be doing chickens today. So we're going to be featuring him a whole lot because he is my poultry man. He has always been working with these chickens. How old were you when you started? He was little, wasn't you? He was young when he started working with the chickens, and we're going to be showing you the chickens that we're going to butcher in a few days, and we're also showing you our laying hens where we are putting them on the field where we harvested the wheat so they can start fertilizing it for next year. So come along with us, and we are very thankful that you're with us today. Now these are our meat birds, and we are just fixing to harvest them in a couple days, and we really like raising them in the fall in these cooler temperatures. They just seem to do so much better. They're waiting for their breakfast. Here he comes with his flock. See how they're starting to waddle?
Chickens! Chickens! Come on! Come on, chickens!
Now here for the past few weeks we've let them out to finish them out.
Come on!
And they've really been doing good out by themselves. They eat too much and makes them sneeze and cough. They get so much in their mouth. They eat a lot right here at first, but then there's plenty in there for them to come back during the day. But I just want you to see the size of these guys and how they're already, some of them showing some signs of, being so heavy on their little legs. And you can tell the roosters from the hens now. The roosters far away more than the hens do. There's a little hen. She just stuck her head up. There's a little hen. There's rooster beside of her. They're just so much bigger. We thought we'd do a little chicken video today before we took these to freezer camp, because we're fixing to move the laying hens and onto new clover today, and we want to show you our range cages that are way too big. And these are the range cages that these guys grew up in. We got a wooden one here, and it's major heavy. Well built, it's old, and it stands up, but it is so heavy. And then we built this one out of PVC pipe. Now they hadn't been in them in a while, so they've been sitting on top of them. This is where they roost at night. But what we found with this PVC pipe, this one's only a couple years old, the PVC has broken. And although this one is wonderful for me to move, the pipe is just too little. And yesterday If you've never watched Stony Ridge Farmer, he had a range cage. It was a 10 by 12, but he had 4-inch pipe on it. And that's exactly what we're going to build for our next flock. So I like the PVC. It's just that this small stuff didn't hold up, and where the 4-inch is going to hold up a whole lot better. But it's just so it's easier. We just have this little area. This could be anybody's backyard. This is our side yard where they're at, and this is all they need to grow. So anybody can grow some chickens, some meat chickens, or laying hens in their backyard. But these cages are good for about 6 or 7 chickens, and the bigger one we're going to build is made for many more. So let's get out to the other area where we got our other range chickens and get them moved. Okay, we got Petey all loaded up. We got a bigger move today, so he's taking his little Ford 1710 and cage and weed eater and hammer. And so we're going to meet him out there. Check this out. This is a little area that the chickens weren't. You got bare ground. You got smartweed, briars, and right here, look at the difference. This is where the chickens were. That's how much of a difference the chickens can make. Yep, there's just a little bit of broom straw in there, but look at the thick grass. It's amazing what they can do. So I let them purposely work the ground down like this because I want a lot of concentrated manure here. But in just a few weeks, this will be green just like this. She forgot her net. And we got to catch all these chickens. This is going to be pretty funny. Now they're going in their house. And when we get them in there, they're easy to catch.
Of course, I told you. No,
Okay.
it's not asleep.
Grab it.
What's wrong, Miracle?
You're trying to eat me?
You don't like chickens, do you?
No.
Look how calm.
It wasn't calm a second ago.
So you might have seen Pepper chasing the chickens, but Pepper absolutely loves chickens. And he loves to lick them and smell them, and he catches them for me, but he has never hurt a chicken. He is a good chicken catching dog. And when you tell him to go get a chicken, he'll go get one for you.
Chickens are going for a hayride. They kind of seem to be enjoying it. They're not hopping around or nothing.
when you catch it, we don't catch the chickens often. So when you do catch them, it's a good time to inspect them, make sure they got some meat on their bones. We're going into winter. We got some nice leg meat here, and these are the laying hens. And make sure they don't have no scales on their legs. They got pretty slick legs, and they're fixing to molt. So they're going to look rough for a little while, but we're going to trim their wings. I do that a couple times a year because some of these lighter birds, like this one, can fly over the fence, and then it's going to get eat. So I've found the easiest way to do this is just sit them in your lap and put your hands on the wing. The part that you would be eating, the wing, the meat and all that, you make sure your hands are on that part because you're not going to cut your hands. So you just follow your finger. Well, don't get too close to your fingers, but just get the longer. And then that way, see where my fingers are? That way you're not going to nick the chicken. I do the same thing. See, my fingers are right here. Turn her around a little bit. And you just follow where your hand is. And some people say just do one wing, and I've never had any luck with that. We always do both wings. So she's all ready, and didn't hurt her a bit. The girls are all moved. The fence is up. It's all been checked. They've been checked. They're belly high in clover. Now the only big thing I see we need to fix is the curtains. And they're just made out of old feed sacks. I was just doing some recycling and they lasted a good season. So I'll be doing that again. And that helps keep the wind off of them in the winter. Getting her a little drink. It's starting to get dark. Sun's setting, and all these chickens are coming in. They're eating their last morsels of the evening. And what's going to happen, these were the cages, that one, that they were raised in when they were younger. So what they do is they come and they nest on these at night. So what we're going to do is after everybody goes to bed, they'll all get up on top of these. It's the biggest noise you've ever heard because they're so fat they keep crashing in on the metal and falling off and everything. So we gave them their last meal this afternoon. They've had a good meal, and now they're going to go to bed. And like they say, they're only going to have one bad day. They're not going to be stressed at all. And what we're going to do is we're going to move this cage a little bit and get into a clean spot. And there's the other cage over here. So it'll be all ready for in the morning. And these guys will already be in there. We'll catch them after it gets dark. Because there goes one up to roost. And we'll catch them all tonight, and they'll be nice and calm. And like I said, no stress to them. And they're nice and tame, and it won't bother them a bit. We won't stress them at all. So I wanted to get a video of them going to bed tonight, and so thankful for them. They will supply us with a bunch of meals through the year. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Miracle Farm 1927 Homestead. I don't know if this is going to be a new video or we're continuing from the video before, but we are going to show you the process of butchering some chickens. And we're going to show you how to do it in a different way with not a lot of specialized equipment. So we're going to show you this. Got our crew here, got Lane and Petey and Budworm, and we got our first round of chickens. So we just got a butcher block here. Nothing special. Got us a little chain hanging up here. It could be a rope, could be anything. And that's where we'll let them hang a little bit. And then they're going to go over here to the pot. Now we got a great big old pot, but you can use a pot out of your kitchen. We can just do 2 or 3 at a time in this pot. And it's getting up to 150 degrees over the fire. And then they'll go over here. We do not have a plucker. We'll just be standing here with our hands. Give you a demonstration on how to pluck them by hand, which is very easy. We got a bucket over there just for feathers, so we can put them in the garden. And then we've got our table where we'll remove the insides. And got our knives out here. Got our buckets for, well, the wind's blowing. We got a bucket here with a little bit of ice. I'm going to put water in there. We're going to cool them off. We're going to wash them in this one and cool them off in the ice water. And then they go into the ice chest. And we got a couple ice chests. They've all been scrubbed out and all ready. And got this table set up because we know we're going to have company coming by, and always have something good to eat for your company. So we got some stew coming out here after a while. So, you know, it's just a really easy setup. We just don't have the money. Well, wouldn't have the room to store a big old plucker, and we only do chickens a couple times a year, so it's just not feasible for us to have anything like that. We have the water hose. I didn't show that. It's hooked up there, so we'll be keeping the table clean, keeping this table clean, and running water's something important, but that's something everybody has. So we're going to get started here in a few minutes.
So we hang them here right before we put them in the pot to boil some feathers off. We're scalding the feathers off, or at least until you can pull them out. Smells like chicken stew. So we're going to test it to see if any of the feathers are coming out yet. They're not coming out yet. Go backwards. You pull the feathers out backwards instead of forwards, so you get every piece of it out in one pull. Boy, that's going to be some nice fried chicken in the near future.
Chicken and dumplings.
Chicken dumplings.
Yeah, that's best.
Yeah.
Fixing to do our last ones. It's been a long day though.
Boys up here. Petey's cutting off legs, and me and Daddy have been plucking for a long period of time. The dog's full, all the kitties are full, all the buckets are full, and the coolers are almost full.
Show them.
All the buckets.
So we got rinsing and cooling. Well, after I rinse them, I wash them and then put them in the ice, and then they're in the ice chest.
And then after they get completely cooled, we'll put them in the freezer.
Well, it's getting toward the end of the day. We've been cleaning up. Got some hoe cakes on to go with the leftover stew we had for lunch. This is where we heated up our water for the chickens. And while the fire was nice and hot, I thought we'd go ahead and finish some supper. Mighty tasty. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell to let you know when we have out a new video. And we sure do appreciate you guys. Blessings. We have just started wrapping chickens. Again, we don't have any specialized equipment, and so this is how we've always done it. We will invest in bigger bags and things when we get all this used up, but we're going to use what we have now. And so the chickens have had another bath, and they are on a shoe rack, and this shoe rack is designated just for drying chickens, and because you want them a little bit dry before you wrap them. And so they've had their last bath, and they're on the shoe rack, and I just have bags that'll fit about a 5-pound chicken. And I was going to try the gallon bags, but we don't have anything small enough to go in those. And then it's just regular cling wrap. And so here's what they look like in the bags. And this one's just been wrapped a whole lot with the cling wrap. And I can blow this with a hairdryer, and it will stick and be all neat and everything. But this is the chickens that you saw, and they are all processed now, and they are ready to go into the freezer. And these are just hanging out.